to start a new chapter, alcohols, phenols, and ethers. Okay. See, I have I have sent all the videos to you. Please go through the video. I give you 1 week time, and after that you jot down all the points which you could not understand. Then we will have another meeting where all the doubts will be clear. Clear? Understood?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
1 week time. So after that, we will have in the morning only any point which you could not discuss. Please write down, which you could not understand. You write down in a piece of paper, all of you, and we can have a one hour discussion on that chapter. Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So today I'm recording it from my house, but it is going through that Sacred Heart Institute because I do not have this cloud program. And I'm very grateful to him that he is helping us because he was also a student like you. He is not a typical commercial man, so he's taken all the pain of connecting and everything with us, his instruments and everything he has given to me. Okay, so now we'll go for alcohols, phenols, and ethers. Alcohols, phenols, ethers. So this is the second organic chapter. See, I have already sent you the summary of this chapter, so it is easy. When you go through the video, please go to the summary. Then it will be any point which you could not understand my words, or maybe that if I am in a hurry, then in that case, or if I missed out, you can immediately see the summary and along with the textbook also. Clear? So when you see the video, side by side, you read the summary and the textbook. Then it will be very, very clear to you. All right. Now, first of all, let us know the definitions of them. Almost all of you, all the definitions you know, but still I am repeating. What is an alcohol? When an aliphatic compound is bonded to a hydroxyl group, one or more hydroxyl group, those type of substances are called alcohols. It is when a hydroxyl group or groups is or are bonded to an alkane, these are called alcohol. Example, suppose I have taken here ethane, CH2 plus H. When you find a hydroxyl group has replaced one hydrogen, then you get here an alcohol. Okay. So it can be one or it can be more than one. What is phenol? Phenol you will find when one or more hydroxyl group are or is or are bonded to the aromatic ring directly. Aromatic ring directly is called a phenol. Look here. This is also an aromatic ring, and this is CH2, and this is OH. Here the hydroxyl group is not bonded directly to the aromatic ring. So this is not a phenol. Okay? This is an alcohol. This is an alcohol. This is not phenol. This is not phenol. This is an alcohol. Right? Now, what is an ether? Ether you will find when two alkyl groups or two aryl groups or an alkyl or aryl groups are bonded to each other through an oxygen bridge. In such case, this type of substances are called ethers. Okay? They are called ethers. So it is R1O R2. means both of them will be alkyl. It may be same alkyl or different alkyl. In that case, they are bonded through an oxygen bridge. Okay, so here R1, R2 are alkyl. They may be same or different. Or you may find that R1 is alkyl and R2 is alkyl. Or you may find that R1 and R2 are aryl. Okay, these may be same or different. So again, I am defining what is an alcohol. When a hydroxyl group is one or more hydroxyl group is bonded to an alkane, we call them as alcohol. What is a phenol? When a hydroxyl group is directly bonded to the aromatic ring. And what is an ether? When two alkyl or aryl or an alkyl and aryl groups are bonded to each other through an oxygen bridge are called ethers. Clear? Now we go for classification of alcohols. Classification of alcohols. Just a minute, because my voice may not be clear. Classification of alcohols. On the basis of the number of hydroxyl group on the basis of number of hydroxyl groups. Okay, so 1. If it contains one hydroxyl group, in that case we call them as monohydrate. Monohydrate alcohol. One hydroxyl group, we call it monohydrate. Most of the alcohol that you are using in a laboratory or the preparation that we will do, they are the example of monohydroxy alcohol. See example, CH3OH, methanol, or methyl alcohol. The alcohol which is extremely popular, and often we will give this example. This is called ethanol. Ethanol or ethyl alcohol. Now, this is, its common name is isopropanol. The hand sanitizer they are using, very good quality hand sanitizer contains isopropanol along with ethanol and hydrogen peroxide. Some cases to make it thick, they use ethylene glycol also. This is also an alcohol because it is found the coronavirus. It is a unicellular organism. In that case, that alcohol dissolves. The moment it comes in contact with
It is being killed. Okay? So this is isopropanol. This is common name is tertiary butanol. Tertiary butanol. Or we call it tertiary butyl alcohol. And what will be its IUPAC name? 2-methyl propan 2-ol. What is this IUPAC name? The OH group on the second carbon, so we call it propan 2-ol. So these are all the example of monohydric alcohols. Now I'll give you one more. Just now I have written the example. This one, CH2OH. This is also monohydric alcohol. What is his name? His name is benzyl. Benzyl alcohol. So these are the example of monohydric alcohols. All of them are having only one OH group. Clear? Then now if it is having two OH groups, we will call them as dihydric alcohols. Well, the most popular one is CH2OH. Okay, CH2OH. It is called glycol, or we also call it ethylene glycol, and its IUPAC name is ethane 1,2-diol. Ethane 1,2-diol. This ethylene glycol is largely used as a coolant in our car. Coolant in our car is a high boiling. The boiling point is more than 200 degrees. It is being used. Or also it is being used as a solvent in organic reactions. All right. Now, if it is having three OH groups, then we call it trihydric alcohols. It contains three trihydric alcohols. Clear? And example, a very famous example which we are using out at home also, especially in Shillong we are using during winter season. This is called glycerol, or commercially glycerol, or commercially what we call it? We call it glycerine. Okay? Glycerine. And what is this? IUPAC name? How many carbons are there? 3. In all carbons, we are having one OH group. So it is propane 1,2,3-triol. Okay? This is not only used in cosmetics, this is also being used in sweet in taste. Because of that, the name glycerol has come from glycol, which is sweet in taste. And is also being largely used in the commercial preparation of our different types of confectionery items, like the keepers, lozenges, or even in it is also being used for making cakes, which keeps the cake very, very soft. Okay. Now, if we have more than three OH group, okay, then we call them as polyhydric alcohols. One very popular of them is that in your book, of course, they have not given. I do not know why. But some of you may be doctor in future. Okay, or you may use in your house. You may use in as a medicine. See, it has 6 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This you obtain it from glucose. and this is called sorbitol. Sorbitol. So this belongs to polyhydric alcohols. Okay, it's largely used in making medicines. One medicine itself is there in the market. You find that in the form of sorbitol. So these are the classification on the basis number of OH group. And so now, as I told you that for haloalkanes, I'll go for one question and answer session. But this one in the group, I don't know whether because I have not seen in a group any type of group discussion is going on. Huh? Is useless. You all of will consult with each other and tell me when should I go for another class on haloalkanes so that you can clear your doubt, because many of them there you told me that that Google Meet is not found to be so suitable for you. All right. Now B is the classification of monohydrate alcohols. All right. So now see here. Suppose if the monohydrate, the carbon in which OH group is there, the carbon, this is called alpha carbon. If the alpha carbon contains two hydrogen, we call this type of alcohols to be primary alcohol. Primary alcohols. Okay, in the form of primary alcohol. So now see here. Let me write. What is this? Is methanol. Okay, here hydrogen is methanol. Then ethanol. This is also primary alcohol. Then you can have see this is benzyl alcohol, but this is CH2H. In that case, you'll find this is also primary alcohol. Suppose I have taken this one. Okay, this is called allyl alcohol. I told you, no, if you have CH2 after a double bond, this carbon is called allyl. So this is called allyl alcohol. So all of them are the example of primary alcohol. This one I did not write because you know it. Methanol, ethanol, benzyl alcohol, allyl alcohol are the examples of primary alcohols. All right. Now, if that alpha carbon contains only one hydrogen, okay, one hydrogen, then we'll call it secondary alcohols. Secondary alcohol. See, just now I have given an example also, isopropanol. See here, in isopropanol, this carbon contains only one hydrogen. Okay, so this isopropanol or propane this is an example of secondary alcohol. Or suppose you have written like this, CH3, C, OH, H, CH2, CH3. This is called isobutanol. When you put it iso, when the OH group is on the second carbon. Isobutanol. Now, if the carbon does not contain any hydrogen, in that case, we are going to write here tertiary alcohols. Tertiary alcohol. Okay. Example: This is often we will use this molecule as an example. See here. Its common name is tertiary butyl alcohol. This is a common name. And what is the IUPAC name? IUPAC name is 2-methyl propan 2-ol. So these are the classification of the alcohols, monohydric alcohol. So let me again repeat. So how can you classify alcohols? Alcohols we can classify on the basis of first category, on the basis of number of their OH group. If the molecule contains only one OH group, then we call them as primary alcohol. And if it contains monohydric alcohol, if it contains two hydroxyl group, we call them as dihydric alcohol. If it contains three hydroxyl group, we call it trihydric alcohol. And if it contains more than three, we call them as polyhydric alcohols. Okay. Now, second classification is only for the monohydric alcohols. If the alpha carbon or carbon to which OH group is bonded, if it contains two hydrogen, then we call them as primary alcohols. So what is the functional group of primary alcohols? See, the functional group of primary alcohol is CH2OH. So these are primary alcohol. Now if it contains one, then we call it secondary alcohol. What is the functional group of secondary alcohol? CH2OH. Okay? Secondary alcohol. And if it does not contain any hydrogen on the alpha carbon, then we are going to call it tertiary alcohols. Tertiary alcohols. See, you make it a point. Try to utilize this morning time when you are attending the classes so that each and every word should be able to understand. Okay? Here, it is not a video which is being shown in your TV. That half we understand and half we see. Okay? Every word. Any word of mine, if you don't understand, immediately tell. So, sir, I could not understand that portion. Because we have already missed around 4 months time. Alright? Some of the chapters you will be reading and some of the chapters, as far as possible, dear, I'm going to help you. Okay? I'm going to help you. First of all, I'm not that technical savvy person, and I had some problem also handling this one. So I have taken the help of secretary, and they were very kind enough. When I told about you, they told me, sir, you come and take the class from here. Okay? So please try to utilize. Any problem, anything, you can call me or you can raise it in that morning session. Now we'll go for classification of phenols. In phenols also, phenol only one type of classification is there. In that case, it depends upon the number of OH groups. So again, you can have one OH group. We will call it monohydric phenols. Okay. So now this one, see, this is the ordinary phenol that you have. Phenol. Now you can have substituted phenol also. See, OH CH3. Okay. This is called, or this is common name is orthoprizole. And what will be the IUPAC name? 2-methyl phenol. Okay. Then this is metaprizole. Then this is para-phenol. What is the name of this one? IUPAC name? 3-methylphenol, and this is 4-methylphenol. There, this, why I have given this example? Because these are being used as an antiseptic. You will find in your bottle of Dettol or Savlon, they are using less than 1% of this phenol. They are found to be antiseptic. This is also being used as an antiseptic, but we use it profusely as a disinfectant, because if it is more than one or more than 1%, in such case they kill all the germs. So we are using it to in our mopping of the floor of our houses. We are using in toilets. We are using in drains. Okay. Now, if it is more, if it is two age groups, then we call it dihydric phenols. Dihydric phenol, example OH. Okay, this is called catechol. Catechol. IUPAC name is benzene 1,2-diol. We call it benzene 1,2-diol, and common name is catechol. The name is being derived from its source. This catechol is present in betel nut. This catechol is present in betel nut. The botanical name of betel nut is Erica catechu. See, when you eat quail, when you spit it, what happens? Does it not come in the form of a red solution?
Yes.
Because this one it combines with calcium, because we are taking even lime also. So lime contains calcium ion, so it combines with calcium ion and forms a complex that is red in color. Now let's write its other positional isomer. OH. This is called resorcinol. Resorcinol. Okay? Resorcinol. What is its IUPAC name? It is benzene 1,3-diol. Then that is its para isomer. Okay? This is called hydroquinol. In your textbook, the spelling is wrong. They are given hydroquinone. No. If it is quinone, it should be a ketonic group. Okay? So it is called hydroquinol. Hydroquinol. So these are the example of dihydric alcohol. And along with that, you can have a lot of substitution also, which maybe have methyl group, chlorine, nitro, anything is there. So this is the basic structure of the dihydric phenols. Okay. Now, if it contains three OH group, then we call it trihydric phenols. Okay. Now, example. This. Okay. This is benzene 1,2,3-triol. Benzene 1,2,3-triol. Okay. So name of this one is, yes, this is called pyrogalol. This example is not being given in your book. Pyrogalol. These substances absorb oxygen from the mixture. So this is being many a time used to remove oxygen from a gaseous solution. Now, this is called benzene 1,2,1,1,3,5-triol. Okay, right here. Benzene 1,2,3-triol. Okay, so this benzene 1,3,5 trial. Alright, benzene 1,3,5 trial. And this is common name is fluoroglucinol. Then you can have this. This is called benzene 1,2,4 trial. Benzene 1,2,4 trial. Benzene 1,2,4 trial. Or is called 2-hydroxy hydroquinol. 2-hydroxy hydroquinol. So anyway, in your CBSE book, this book is portion is not there, but at least you should know 1 2 examples. There are so many things are not in the textbook, but we know it. Is it not? So no heart. Okay. But today I am not hearing the voice of others. Aditi is there or sleeping? Hello, Aditi. Huh? Acha. One son is there. Hello. Hello, Vansan, can you hear me?
He's not here, sir.
Acha, then Lawan?
Here, sir.
Acha, then Damian? Hello? This lazy fellow, I think, is sleeping. Damian? Daniel?
Here, sir.
Amit? Amit is
Yes,
there?
Good morning.
Acha, then Aparajita? Hello? Aparajita is there? Missing. Bipasha?
Yes, sir.
Acha, very good. Eugenie? Eugenia is there? See, my question is there that my voice is not that sweet like a good singer. So that after hearing my voice, you fall in sleep. Okay? So now we have done the classification of phenols and alcohols. Now we'll go for isomerism. What type of isomerism is shown by alcohol? Okay. So isomerism. See, many things of which I am going to talk, it may not be in your textbook. So, so please don't think that it's out of syllabus. Something you should know. I think isomerism is there in your syllabus. Okay. See here. What type of isomerism it can show? It can show you nuclear or chain isomer. 1 CH3 CH2 CH2 CH2OH. So what is this? This is butan 1-ol. What will be nuclear or chain isomer? CH3 CH3 CH2OH. So this is nuclear or chain isomer. What is the name of this one? It is, see, this is, you put the number from here. So 1, 2. So it is 2-methyl propan 1-ol. It is the nuclear or chain isomer. Then second, you can have positional isomer. Positional isomer is what? This is a very simple molecule I am writing here. This is called propan 1-ol. And this is what? This is propan 2-ol. So it is, these two are positional isomers. Third, functional isomer. Functional isomer. In functional isomer, suppose I have written here CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2OH. So this is butan 1-ol. Now see here CH3, CH2, CH2, and CH3. Then what is this? This is butane 1 ol. And what is this? It is diethyl ether. Diethyl ether. Or we call it, IPC name is ethoxy ether. So they can, alcohol can show you this type of isomer. Okay? Now we'll go for preparation of alcohol. When you are going for preparation of alcohol, we'll go for preparation of initially the primary alcohol. Huh? So now preparation of alcohol. So I told you, moment you go to alcohol, we will not see the left hand side. We will see the right hand side. Say, I want to prepare this primary alcohol, RCH2OH. Then what should you do? What starting material should you do? So you got little bit experience from the preparation of haloalkane. Okay? So let me write fast. See, it's the same one I will tell. What should I write it here? Okay, you can think as you've done a haloalkane, you can think I can take H. So if I substitute H by OH, then I should get it. Substitute by OH, then I should get this one. So if it is like this, what will happen? It will come and this will go. There, hydroxide can never replace a hydrogen on a aliphatic carbon. So in that case, even if you try also, our experiment will be failure. Because hydroxide is a nucleophile. So a nucleophile can replace another nucleophile. But if you replace H minus, hydride is a very strong nucleophile. So in that case, hydroxide will not be able to replace hydride. So let us change it. So what should you do? In the haloalkane chapter, did I not tell you that hydroxide is a stronger nucleophile than halide? So then in that case, we will take an haloalkane. Okay? And what we will do? We'll take sodium, aqueous solution of sodium or potassium hydroxide. Okay? Aqueous solution of sodium or potassium hydroxide, and we'll warm it, and in that case, we will get alcohol. You know, this is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay? In that case, see, this is a monohydric. This is a primary haloalkane. You know, primary haloalkane will undergo what? It will undergo SN2 substitution. SN2. So, in that case, see, this one you need not write in your exam. This is a SN2 reaction. Clear? We'll write here now. See it, and you will get this one. So, what will be the name of the process? The name of the process is nothing but hydrolysis. Hydrolysis of haloalkane. So this is our first method of preparation of alcohols. Okay, by hydrolysis. Okay, so let us take now a specific example. So I'll take now here CH3, CH2, Br, and I will take here aqueous potassium hydroxide or aqueous sodium hydroxide. Then I will get here ethanol and KBr. Now, if you want to prepare a secondary alcohol, what should you do? If you want to prepare a secondary alcohol, then what I'll do? I'll take a secondary haloalkane, okay, and I'll treat it with this, and in that case, I'll get here a secondary alcohol. But here in haloalkane chapter, I told you that this reaction is successful with primary haloalkane. Moment you go for secondary haloalkane, you will get alcohol. Along with that, you will get alkene also. H and Br will go. So in that case, this will be measured, and plus you get here. So this is not a good method to prepare secondary alcohol. Now, if you want to prepare tertiary haloalkane, if you have taken a tertiary haloalkane, in that case, what is going to happen? If you treat it with aqueous potassium hydroxide, you will miserably fail, because this reaction will never give you alcohol. It will give you 100%. It will give you alkene. So please don't try it. Please don't try this one. Otherwise, your experiment will be large failure. So now, what should you do to prepare this one? Yes, you can do it. So, in that case, if you have heated any haloalkane, primary, secondary, and tertiary, with moist silver oxide, See, silver hydroxide is not stable here. Okay? Moist silver oxide. So, what will take? You will take dry silver oxide, and to that, if you add here water, temporarily it will give you silver hydroxide. And silver has tremendous affinity for halogen. So in that case, all of them are going to give you corresponding alcohol. Clear? So what is the summary? That we can say that when haloalkanes are treated with aqueous solution of sodium or potassium hydroxide or moist silver oxide, in that case, we get corresponding alcohol. So I want to prepare the alcohol of this one. What should I do? I'll take here tertiary butyl bromide, and I will take here silver hydroxide. Here I'll write in the bracket moist Ag2O. So I will get here, you will get 100% alcohol. You will get this, plus you will get here 2 Ag. Yeah. Sorry, not 2, 1. Okay? So, this one please write down, because in conversion it will help you. Please. Other two you get in the video. Okay, now the second preparation. Second preparation will go for preparation from alkenes. Preparation from alkenes. So first one you prepare from haloalkane, second one from alkene. Okay. Now see. So when I will go for preparation, okay. Now I will not do this one. I will do separately. Second point, because I want to prepare here RCH2. This is our model. Okay. So first one we have to prepare for haloalkane. Second, I am to prepare. So in this one, What is the group here? R and C. Well, right now R, C. Okay, this is my starting material. So you can never get a starting material in the market like this. So what I'll do? I will take here this and this. These type of compounds are called where you have a carbon-oxygen bond. We call them as carbonyl compound. Okay, carbonyl compound. So now let us subtract this from this. How to subtract? I know I did not tell you to subtract the one molecule from other. That you can never do. But you can subtract the unit. See here, R and R will get cancelled. C and C will get cancelled. O and O will get cancelled. And out of the 3 hydrogen, 1 will go. So what you are left out? The answer is 2 hydrogen atoms. 2 hydrogen atoms. See here, if I add here 2 hydrogen atoms, theoretically should I not get here? Should I not get this alcohol? Yes, we can get it. Okay. So what should be the name of this procedure? The name of the procedure is reduction of carbonyl compounds. So reduction of carbonyl compounds. So what are the carbonyl compounds? We can have it. See, this is called aldehyde. You can have ketone. You can have carboxylic acid, and carboxylic acid has several derivatives in the form of acid chloride, ester, then anhydride, amide. All of them will give you alcohol. I will do one by one. Okay. So now here we write A. Is there reduction of aldehyde? Reduction of aldehyde. So what are the reducing agents? Because we have to supply hydrogen. So what are the reducing agents we should use? We should use here. I can use hydrogen gas. But hydrogen gas is a very bad reducing agent because hydrogen atom is so small. So hydrogen bond is very difficult to break. And moreover, you have a disadvantage. If you heat hydrogen at very high temperature, it will take fire. So in that case, what you do? We use catalyst. We use catalyst like nickel, or if you are rich, platinum, and you are more rich, you can use palladium. Okay, 10 gram of palladium costs 60,000 rupees. Anyway, in Meghalaya, the people who are having coal mine problem, no problem. But a poor fellow like me, I can only afford to use nickel. Okay. So this is one reagent. Second, what we can do? We can generate hydrogen by reaction of metals. Okay, you know, many of the active metals, if I reacted with acid, they give us hydrogen. But in this case, you cannot use zinc, tin, iron, all of them. It is a limitation. So one special reagent is being used. We take sodium metal and we add it to CH3, CH2 ethanol. Why? Because sodium and ethanol react violently. You will not be able to control that reaction. To give you sodium, and see here, it gives you atomic hydrogen. Okay? So we can use this one. Or what we can use? We can use here lithium, aluminium hydride, or we can use here sodium borohydride. So we have so many options to do this reduction. Okay? So this one will write it here. If I write this one here, then you find your alcohol will be ready. Now see here. What is this functional group? Is it not a primary alcohol? Then we can make a statement. The reduction of aldehyde gives us corresponding alcohol having same number of carbon atoms. So what I can write now here, the reduction of aldehyde gives corresponding primary alcohols having same number of carbon atoms. I'll tell you why did I write it. Okay, so let me take a specific example. What is the specific example? I have taken here acetaldehyde. Okay, and this is my arrow. All right. Huh? So in that case, all these reagents I can use it. Now, how can you write them in one equation? Suppose you are feeling lazy to write 3 equations because I'm supposed to write 1 equation for here, 1 for here, and 1 for here. So, how to write it? See, technique is like this. I write here CH3CH. Then I write it like this. Like this. Okay? And all of them are giving the same compound. I'll put the arrow in this. Okay? Then what I'll write? Should I write here now? CH3, CH2, OH. What is this molecule? This molecule is acetaldehyde. And what should I write here? We'll write here ethanol. Okay? So in this case, you have found that if you reduce an aldehyde, you get here primary alcohol. So this is an aliphatic aldehyde. Let me take an aromatic aldehyde. If I take aromatic aldehyde, in that case, what should I get? Okay. In aromatic aldehyde, if I take it here, so it will be, suppose this, what is this? This is benzaldehyde. Benzaldehyde. Okay. Now what you will get it here? You will get here now CH2OH. What you are going to get here? Benzyl alcohol. So please bear in mind, if you reduce a primary aldehyde, if you reduce an aldehyde, you will always get an primary alcohol. And what are the reagents you are supposed to use? We will go for, this is called catalytic hydrogenation. And this is, we are using sodium in ethanol, is a very strong reducing agent. Okay. This is called Buchholz reduction. Buchholz blank. I do not know, my spelling will be wrong. Huh? So please excuse me. Buchholz blank. This is important for your entrance exam. Huh? I do not know how many you will have here. Huh? No. Buchholz blank reduction. The specific one is called Buchholz blank reduction. And here I will write here 1, 2, you have to add here water. After reduction is over, you have to add water. Okay. So I have taken aldehyde. So let me now take ketone. So if I have taken ketone, so what should I write it here? Say this is R1 and this is R2. So hydrogen will be added here. Then what should I get here? I'll get what? R, R2, this is OH, and this is H. So do you think it is primary alcohol? Huh? It is not primary alcohol. It is secondary alcohol. Secondary. So what should I write it here? That reduction of ketones give corresponding secondary alcohols having same number of carbon atoms. So please remember, if you reduce an aldehyde, you get primary alcohol. If you reduce a ketone, you will get secondary alcohols. Clear? Right. Where is my duster? Excuse me. আমার কাপড় কই গেল মিশা আমি কহ কাপড়টা খুঁজলাম okay it fell down then so similarly see here if I have taken here CH3 CO CH3 what is this is acetone. So what I will get it here? It will be CH3, C, OH, H, CH3. So it is what? Its common name is isopropanol. Okay? And what is the IUPAC name? It is propan 2 what? When reagents are same reagent we use. All right. So now I have done it with aldehydes. I have done it with ketones. Okay. Now, suppose this is a project given to you from school. They write the preparation of alcohols from carbonyl compound. So someone has done. The person who is very quick, he will immediately do the aldehyde. The other person will go make it from ketone. Then the third person has nothing to do. Don't worry. You also prepare it. So now see here. It is carboxylic acid. See, what is the difference between carboxylic acid and aldehyde? What is the difference? See, if I remove this OH group by H, then I get aldehyde. So what should I do? I'll first convert carboxylic acid into aldehyde. How to do? See here, OH group cannot go alone. So I'll supply one hydrogen here and I'll supply one hydrogen here. Then I'll break the bond. Then what is going to happen? This fellow will go out in the form of water and this will be added here. So is it not an aldehyde? So I get the aldehyde. And after that is known that aldehyde always will give us primary alcohol. So what you have to do? You have to supply more hydrogen. In aldehyde we supply 2 hydrogen. Here I have to supply 4 hydrogen. Why? Initially I supply 2 hydrogen to convert carboxylic acid into aldehyde. And after that I supply 2 more hydrogen to convert aldehyde into corresponding alcohols. Clear? So in that case, see, so this is the way we can do it. Now, so now I write carboxylic acid. But dear, the reagent which you have, reducing agent which you have used for the aldehyde, here you cannot use this one because carboxylic acids are difficult to reduce because they are acidic in nature. So we have to use some special reagent. What reagent we are going to use? We are going to use a very strong reducing agent is lithium aluminum hydride, or we are going to use here diborane. So these are the things you have to remember. I'm helpless. Okay? No, sir. Oh, Bulu. Doesn't Jola Niki? आया
सबको बोल दीजिए।
सबको
बोल दीजिए।
ठीक है बहुत शुक्रिया आपको। Now my plumber came. Okay. Carboxylic acid. See here. So what we will get here now? R CH2 OH plus H2O. Dear, is it not primary alcohol? Now see. Just like a judge in the court, I can give you the final ruling. What is the final ruling? we'll say reduction of carboxylic acid always give primary alcohol. So we'll write now here, reduction of carboxylate acid give corresponding primary alcohols. Okay, so we'll do a specific example. The specific example is CH3COH. Is a famous acid. All of you know. It's called acetic acid. Okay, this is also part of our food also. We use it in the form of vinegar. 1. Lithium aluminum hydride or diborane. Please excuse me for my bad handwriting. Okay, and water. Then what should I get here? CH3, CH2OH will give us ethanol. All right. Similarly, if I have taken here benzoic acid, I have taken one aliphatic and one aromatic. Benzoic acid, if I have taken, so similar thing, we'll find lithium, aluminum hydride or diborane will give us corresponding see, here you don't get phenol, you get benzyl alcohol. You get benzyl alcohol. I don't think you are getting bored. Are you getting bored? Oh, no reply. This is not a question, man. Chemistry. Yeah, it's general feeling. All right. Now, what I'll do? I'll take here now the derivatives of carboxylic acid. There are 3 derivatives of carboxylic acid are there. Acid chloride, esters, sorry, not 3, 4. Acid chloride, ester, amides, and anhydride. So I'll do now reduction of acid chloride. Okay? So I have taken now RCOCl. See, technique is same. You know it, now you are very clever. I remove the Cl by hydrogen, then it will be an aldehyde. Then aldehyde will be reduced to primary alcohol. Okay? So what we can say? Reduction of aldehyde, sorry, acid chloride gives us corresponding primary alcohol. Now you should know what reagent you should use. Okay? See how many hydrogen I require? Here also I require 4 hydrogen. Why? 4 hydrogen, 1 for this, 1 for this. If I add 1 hydrogen here, I will get aldehyde and HCl. After that, I require 2 more hydrogen to convert aldehyde to carboxylic acid. Now, what are the reducing agents you are going to use? Here you can use hydrogen over nickel or palladium. Okay? So this is 1 hydrogen. Second, what you can use? You can use here lithium aluminum hydride. Lithium aluminum hydride is a common reagent we are using for everyone. All right. So in that case, what you are going to get here? You get here RCH2OH. Okay, forget. And what it will be like HCl. So what should I do? See, it is CH3COCl. So I'm going to change it. I'll write here now hydrogen. Generally, we do not use nickel. We use palladium in this reaction. Palladium, or you can use lithium aluminum hydride. So this is acid chloride. Okay, this is acid chloride, and here you are getting primary alcohol. So what is the name of this one? The name of this one is acetyl chloride. And this IUPAC name is ethanoyl chloride. Moment you go for IUPAC name, you lose your speech. Ethanol chloride. So you get here ethanol. Similarly, if I have taken here benzoyl chloride, you get same thing. I'm going to write here H2 over palladium or lithium aluminum hydride. So I'll get here benzyl alcohol. Okay. Today I started a little late, so please excuse me. Now we go for reduction of esters. Please take care of this one. Reduction of esters. See, very interesting. This is an ester. So when I reduce it, I have to convert into aldehyde. See here. Moment I put one H and one H, there, do I not get one aldehyde and one alcohol? Okay? This part gives us alcohol and this part gives you aldehyde. So in that case, what you are going to get? When you go for reduction of esters, you get two different types of alcohols. Okay? Same amount of two different types of alcohol. Ester is a neutral molecule there. So in that case, you can use all the reagents that you have used for reducing an aldehyde. So what are the reagents you have used here for aldehyde? This hydrogen over nickel or palladium or sodium in ethanol, Buchelt blank reduction, or you can use here lithium aluminum hydride. Any three of them you can use it. What you are going to get? See, this one will give you primary alcohol and you get here R1 OH. So this I have given for your entrance exam. What you are going to get? So we can write here reduction of esters. G equimolar. See, 1 mole. Amount of two different alcohols. Okay? So let me give an example. Today, do you have any other class? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What time? Hanumajay?
Sir,
Yes,
9.
sir.
Huh?
Sir, 9.
No, 9 o'clock. I'll leave you now. Don't worry. Then I'll continue tomorrow morning. Because you have to take breakfast also. So after this example, you can have your breakfast. See, I have taken here ester. This is called methyl acetate. Okay. See here. It will give you ethanol. This will give you methanol. So I will write now here hydrogen over nickel or palladium or sodium plus C2H5OH or lithium aluminum hydride. In that case, you will get here. See, this portion will come out and this will be methanol, this will be ethanol. So you will get now here CH3, CH2, OH plus CH2, OH. Okay, so you get ethanol and methanol both. Okay, good. So have your breakfast. We are ready for your second class. So I'll meet you tomorrow again. And I told you, please go through all the things that I have given to you. Please read it, compare with your books, and summary I have given you. Okay, and in that case, if you have a question, now I have a request. These are not of commercial nature. Request is that please do not share this video and all the written material I have given to you with others except anyone beyond this group. Within group you can share, but others. So I told you, I think Drishti and Vansan and Aditi, all of you have given the name of all the students are there in the group. Some of the students might have left it. Please circulate this name within yourself, then you know who are in this group and who are not. And any one of your friends wants to join, you can, they are welcome, but in this case, please send them in. Okay, good day. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.